Hello, bitches. I am streaming right now, and I'm streaming Legally Distinct Magic School. And to very peaceful music. Hope you all had a good Monday. And that the start of your week was not dog shit. Like death. Normally everything should be fine and working. My title was too long for YouTube. Sadly. Dip. I can move it to the left more. Yeah. It's fine. Like this. No. All alone. I don't need to make it smaller, I can just move it right. Yeah, that's fine. Like that. I didn't sleep much because I had bad clarity. aka, I looked at the ceiling and thought really hard about why is my life fucked up. And I found the solutions. I mean, one solution that I already knew, but you know it is. Just allowed me to think deep about it. It was not enjoyable, but it was necessary. So, I decided to have my cake and eat it, aka start a school, like say that each schoolhouse has a founder but also exemplars. Exemplars are more like the ideals. A founder is more the history. That's the idea of it. Because why not? It's just more interesting. It's more lore. You can say, why would you do that? We've not finished the lore anyway. Because it helps me with the lore. Makes it easier to write. That will be like this. With the lore. Just help me with writing the lore. Just the way it is. Because I was like, what is the structure that I need to implement to make it like, and I was like, founders is just easier, and every house needs a founder, like every school needs founders, just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. I need someone to go, time to build a school. And hello, Manic. Be like death, like death. So yeah, so I hope your weekend, and good luckage. I hope your luckage will be good. I hope you had a good day. You are having a good day. So yeah. I had a deep think about the problem, and the solution is that I need to tough it out. Because that's the only way to beat it down and to be productive. Lore, so founder... Gaffet, hold grip. Throw it out. Throw it out. Founder, because if I do a founders and it explains, like, it's easier to explain lore-wise. It's a better structure, I think, personally. Yeah. I guess yap. That's just the way it goes. There we go. Swipnos would be... of the Mind's Realm. No, the... What is the name of, like, the main maid-in-chief? Word for maid. Hello. Hello, Daka. Majordomo butler. Yeah. You know. You're seneschal. No, because it needs to be something else. I usually do the mines. No, because the mine somewhere is the dream. The Dream Explorer. The Dream Collector. Curator! That's the word I wanted. Still working through some brain demons. Not much better. Dude, what the fuck? That shit really fucked you up. Wow. Yeah, you should lay low on the funny plant. Like, don't mix funny plant and drinky ever again. Because also, like, if you're under like Adderall or like any other drugs, like legal drugs, if you mix it with alcohol and booze, that shit, like everything goes crazy. If you mix it with weed and booze, everything goes crazy. It can, like, your brain gets stunned. So that's why I'm like, yeah. I never mix like booze and because the only times I mix booze and drink, I literally became like a fucking carpet and I don't like it. I mean, is it really a phobia on your case, or is it just you just had like existential dread? Pretty much is what you had. Because if it's a phobia, like, it's always, you know, if it's a phobia, it's permanent. But I think it just had like an episode, pretty much. More like an episode than anything. I think. I mean, as for what you described, it seems more like episodic than a constant. Which is better. Because if it was constant, you'd be fucked up. I mean, forever fucked up. Fear mind wants to clear himself from... Shut up. I mean, you can't really get a clear answer that... The only answer is that we don't know. That's the only truth. That's the one truth. Yes, there's no evidence. We don't know. That is really the... I was hesitating to buy like a widget for stream, which allows you to fight one another, like to duel and shit. I'm probably going to get it because it sounds funny. And makes the stream more like dynamic. Waiting for me to actually motivate myself to literally create all the graphics for a custom widget that needs someone to code for me. But I need more illustrations. So I need to do that, but that costs fucking money. I need to like... Maybe I need to like, set up a coffee or some shit to get more donations. But with the donation I can actually like... finance more illustrations for the book. Both for the book and also for the widget. To make streams more interesting. The illustrations are not cheap. I have like a few artists in mind. It just depends. I also have to really write down a lot of lore. Like short lore blobs about the gods. For that to work. Ja, das mache ich da von der SARS an Saha. Saha. Sahasan. Sarasan, yeah. Sarasan de fer. But then I need to describe the... With... a fig. Tree. A little bit of like a reference to Buddhism. The center. Separating the four masks. And then... Just in away. Oh, Christ. Already did. Teacher already did. I need to do the law. That's not the law, that's the... I am dumb. I went into the wrong place. No, I didn't. I wrote the wrong guy for the wrong place. Wait, no, that's the... Wait. Did I fucking bungle that deep? Oh my god, I bungled. What the fuck is happening? Is that Thumos? Oh. Yeah, bungled. I absolutely bungled. Okay. That's something. No. This emitted the four hands. It is the end of me. Turn on me. Understand. Master. Was Garfield. One more, right? Lost in a wave. Okay. Sorry, I had fun with the motor for a second. The wave. Found that's a dude. That's a dude. That's a lady. You know what I do 50-50. So like so that's no one can bullshit go like let's do equality. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. There's equality now. I mean, some may not. I mean, that's a human. That's not a human. That's not a human. That's two ads. One should be a dragon. I am bored. Yeah, but that's mortal. Yet I'm going to make that one a dragon. Theania. Dragon. If I'm thinking Dracon. I feel it as a bed. I'm lost in a way. So yeah, because then you have dragon, we have a ad, we have a mortal, and then Should I just add one isopod? Like a funny little guy? Or goblin? That it's add Titan, Dragon, Mortal. That's actually like a reflection of the cycle, almost. Yeah, let's do that. What was it again? I forgot what I just said. That's amazing. It's human, goblin. That's good. Should I just make Glorbo the Great? Yeah, let's do Glorbo the Great and remove Glorbo teacher. Or just Glorbo the teacher and Glorbo the Great, just to make it even weirder. Yeah, that sounds funny. That sounds funny, yeah. Let's do that. There's plenty to know. First of his name. So, founded by the great mage Snyasa during the Hyde cycle. House Swepnos was created as an experiment to explore the limits of the dream and nightmare realms, and what extended exposure to such realm will cause to living flesh over the centuries. So the school counselor it's out. I guess it's headmistress, headmistress, master. Depends on mood. The dragon is the headmistress because they live the longest. Over the centuries, she has fallen in love with her students. Her students guiding them to be the best versions of themselves with an equal fervor. But that shit really fucked you up, man. It's kind of crazy that really that you got stuck that way. I don't know. Just, I guess because I'm very much logical in a way. Like I'm purely logical in many ways. So to me, I could not be stuck on it because I already made my peace with it. You know, I already was like, what's the answer? And I'm like, no one knows. So I'm like, so there's no, you know. So to me, it's categorized. I don't know. No one can. Then you go further to our research, and for research, She's often sought after to solve quarrels, to be a listening, be an impartial and she's sought after to solve quarrels, to be an impartial judge, an advisor to issues of the heart, and fuck to issues of the heart, soul, and study. She is beloved by all students and feared for when some would put themselves in unnecessary danger, and her harsher the nightmare and her nightmare side comes out to dole out. That was about both of the day being banned. To dole out punishments, dole out discipline. I guess two of them. I guess the founders will be one. I think Globo would be dead. Sarasan would be dead because they're both mortals. Yeah. It's still not as good as the place it should be. The Glob was great. The most recent addition, the Globo, the Great. Used to try like a big green, the Rat Rider. The most recent addition. Glob with the Great, Big Green, the Rat Rider, Coin Flipper, Dice Eater, and many more titles. Is a Goblin Muscle Wizard is an example of what the stubborn nature of exceptional mortals can bring out. Example. That's the first Muscle Wizard Globus set out to prove that Shorty be besties can be Shorties can be the best. Alone. He set out punching his way with magic up the scales. Until he found himself to steal a book from the library. Of the Inferno Academy. Face to face with Athenia's mind's eye. And hey, hello Zork, hello Zork, hello Hans, hello the Mastery, hello Tackling, and of course hello Daka. Hope the anxiety will resume soon, dude. Really hope the anxiety will finally die down. Yeah. I adore it all. Want me to send you a video, a nice video, Daka? Oh, shit, that was the word I wanted. Sorry, I have many tabs. What was the one? Because I have a fun dog video. So I like to watch dog videos before I go to bed. They're just good. They're just good to relax and be like on a positive note before going to bed. I'm going to say it to you because it's a fun video. It's just a short. It's a fun short about Great Danes being funny. What was I? Yes. And dueled both in words and fists. In words, spells, and fists. Oh yeah, I want to react to a video. I know I never do it, but I think I may start to react to videos when I feel like it because I feel like it. Let me check. No. Too many fucking video. No. But fucking damn it. No. Ah, that one. It's from one of my favorite YouTube channel. I've not seen it yet. It's Max Miller. It's Cooking History. Max Miller, one of my favorite YouTube channel, because I'm a fucking history nerd. I know. So I'm going to react to it right now because I feel like it. Actually, should I? Whatever. Oh, LOLD. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. I'm about to react to a video about a guy cooking. I mean, the main issue that Mozart was a drunkard and also did drugs and did a bunch of stuff that was not the best. And also had a very not the best life. Because near the end he was pretty much like a very depressed alcoholic and druggy. So it's very difficult to know what actually did him. Oh. I love that YouTube channel. I tend to watch them before stream, so I. No, you. Oh, wait, did I? What? Wait. Why don't I have? Eh? Oh, wait for a second. Oh. What? Why is it invisible now? What the fuck is that bug? Okay, and if I make it not invincible? Why does it turn to... Oh, because it's behind, okay. What the fuck? Sorry, like window capture just became invisible. Like I'm going to try to do it differently. I'm going to try something else. It's the weirdest shit. I can do display capture instead? No, no, because then it's that one. What the fuck? Can I do game capture? Yeah, no. Why? I don't get it. I swear to God, I just... What? Sorry, I'm just confounded. Because there is no... Because there is... Is there like a sound? No, there is a window capture. But I don't see any visual. What the fuck is happening? Force SDR? Automatic? Eh? Wait. Oh! What the fuck? It changed the... It resetted it? What? Sorry, it just like... I put like to have audio captured and it resetted the entire thing. I don't know why. That is the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing. It's because capture audio like is beta technically, like it's a beta test, I think. And they literally like it literally went like invisible for some reason. And because I wanted some video capture. And wow. Okay.
70th birthday. So, since he is one of my favorite composers of all time, I thought it would be fun to do a video dedicated to him. Now, at first, I was going to
I need to return to start.
on by eating undercooked pork. A dish like this 18th century Austrian recipe for rye and cinnamon-crusted pork loin. So thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video as we ask the question, what or who killed Mozart? This time on Tasting History.
Yeah, but if I remember right, Mozart at the end really did not have like the best of
Today
time.
is Mozart's 270th birthday, so since he is one of my favorite composers of all time, I thought it would be fun to do a video dedicated to him. Now at first I was going to actually make the nipples of Venus, which are featured in the movie Amadeus. But as they didn't actually exist in Mozart's time, and I already made them over on Binging with Babish a couple years ago, I figured I would do something a little more historically appropriate. I figured I would find something that he actually wrote about in his letters, which we still have to this day, and that led me to a theory about his death. See, in late 1791, Mozart was in the midst of perhaps his most productive year ever. He had recently premiered 2 operas, The Magic Flute and La Clemenza di Tito. He'd also composed numerous smaller works, including the Clarinet Concerto in A, and was in the midst of working on the now legendary Requiem. All of this while finally earning enough money to get out of debt. He had lived most of his life in debt, at least his adult life, because he lived lavishly. He went out a lot.
As I said, Mozart was a big party man, also because, oh fuck, no. My body has been split, I don't know why. Yeah, whoop. I just need to move it around so it looks more natural on the video. I just feel like it just looks weird, sorry. It just looks kind of weird. It looked kind of weird. Oops, that's better. So I look at the correct direction when I watch the video. Yeah.
He drank a lot and entertained, and he loved gambling, mostly on billiards and cards, and clearly he wasn't very good at it. But things were finally starting to turn around when, in November of 1791, he fell ill. He developed a high fever, severe muscle pain, vomiting, and a swelling of the limbs. As his wife Constanza and her younger sister nursed him at home, Mozart endeavored to complete the Requiem, but on December 5th, 1791, he died, his last work unfinished. Of course, we see this scene in one of the greatest films of all time, a movie that I have seen no less than 30 times, probably more, Amadeus. But while that film is based on Mozart's life, or rather based on a play, which is based on his life, it also takes a lot of dramatic liberties, especially in the relationship between Mozart and Antonio Salieri, who was another composer. The composers were actually on very good terms with each other, it seems, and Salieri was one of the few people who actually attended Mozart's burial. Now, the film makes no real mention of exactly what killed Mozart, other than showing the man exhausted to the point of delirium. But his official cause of death, according to his family doctor, was hitziges Frieselfieber, or severe miliary fever. And that term wasn't really a specific disease, rather it was a catch-all for any illness that caused fever and a rash, mainly because the rash would look like millet, the grain on your skin, hence the name miliary fever. Now, in the past 270 years, at least 136 post-mortem diagnoses have been put forward, including tuberculosis, rheumatic fever, scarlet fever, kidney failure, syphilis, mercury poisoning, a streptococcal infection, and for our purposes...
So what you can say about is that internet doctors still existed back in the day. It's just that you have 10,000 diseases for why he died, because people keep like... If you start theorizing about something, you can literally guess anything. In the end, no one knows.
It was trichinosis from eating undercooked pork. See, on October 7th, 1791, Mozart wrote a letter to his wife, Constanza, telling her about a successful performance of Die Zauberflöte, the Magic Flute, his opera. And at the end of it, he writes, "What do I see? What do I smell? It is Don Primus with the pork. Que gusto! I eat to your health. It is just striking 11. Perhaps you are already asleep. Shh, shh, shh. I will not wake you. Husband who loves you, W.A. Mozart." 44 days later, he began to show the signs of an illness which could be caused by trichinella, the parasite that causes trichinosis. Now, is it definitive? No. But is it possible? Yes. And so my question is, well, what kind of pork dish would he be eating? Now, it might be something like a simple pork chop or a breaded cutlet of pork, schnitzel, which was very popular in Vienna.
Yeah, schnitzel has like a long history.
But I've already made that here on the channel, so I figured that I would look to an 18th century cookbook to find a different pork recipe, and that would be the Viennese cookbook by Johann Holzmeier, Nützliches Kochbuch, or the Useful Cookbook. The cookbook has numerous recipes for how to prepare meat and recipes.
I almost want someone to have written another book called like the Useless Cookbook.
P231 specifies mutton loin, but it also says that it can be used for either venison or pork. It says, take from a mutton the loin as large as it can be, and dress it as one does a venison loin. Boil it in water, wine, and vinegar with bay leaves, onion, rosemary, and strips of lemon peel until it is quite tender. When it is cooked, arrange it on a casserole dish and pour melted butter over it. Take grated dark bread, mix it with cinnamon and sugar. Sprinkle this over the loin. Pour more butter over it and put it into the oven so that it becomes nicely brown, turning it once or twice. Make a good broth, pour it underneath, and serve it warm at the table. So for the first part of this recipe, what you'll need is 3 to 4 pounds or 1.5 kilograms of pork loin rubbed with 2 or 3 tablespoons of salt. Then 2 tablespoons of butter or olive oil, 2 quarts or 2 liters of water, 2 cups or a half liter of dry white wine, 2 tablespoons of red or white wine vinegar, 4 bay leaves, 1 onion sliced up, 4 sprigs of rosemary, and the zest of 1 lemon. So first, heat the butter or olive oil in a large pot over high heat, and then set the pork in, searing it for about a minute to get some nice browning. Turn it over and sear it all around, including...
It's kind of weird because it's almost like in between. Because it's almost like in between the medieval, earlier medieval cooking, which was much more like sugary. I got a lot more like cinnamon and like almost a lot more sugar, literally, like a lot more like sugar, cinnamon, and a lot of them was like mace, stuff like that. So you've got a lot more like Christmas spices, but on meat and everything else. Almost, it's just an easier shortcut. But it's almost like in between. It's like in between like modern cooking, which is much more like based on like what is savory must be the best savory, what is naturally sweet should be the best kind of sweetened. Instead of trying to make something that is naturally savory, like sugary, it's not more like this, more like embellishing the natural flavors of the that's what is high-end cooking right now, rather than high-end cooking or like traditional French cooking from later. That's much more what it is, or terroir cooking is much more like putting the components, the raw components of a dish, magnifying them to like make them as tasty as they can be, instead of trying to make them taste like something else, or like putting them like in a shit ton of spices and barely tasting them within the spices, which is mostly what's happened in a lot of like noble or like rich medieval cooking. Because of course basic cooking like was the same. I mean, what we thought about like high-end cooking was pretty much what peasants were doing, which is you get what you get and you try to make it taste as good as possible, and not go against it, which is pretty much like peasant cooking was like this. And what we consider, that's pretty much what we do today, which has the obsession on the healthy and stuff like that. That's literally what the peasants were eating, what the common people was eating most of the time. And the nobles were trying to like cake everything in sugar, cake everything in spices, because it was like showing your wealth. It's pretty much our equivalent today is like gastronomic stuff. When you have like try to put like a high gastronomy, when you have like 20 dishes that cost an arm and a leg, and they feel like a little speck on your plate, and they have like 9 or 10 courses, and they try to like emulsify everything. They try to put like caviar on everything, or like gold leaf, this kind of shit. It's pretty much what they did, but with spices instead, because that costed more than gold. But that's what is between
the ends, and then remove it from the pot and pour in the water. Add the white wine and the vinegar along with the bay leaves, onion slices, and the lemon zest, and then let this start to warm, and once it's steaming, you can add the pork back in and let it come to a gentle boil. Then set the lid on the pot and cook for about 30 minutes or until it has an internal temperature of about 130 Fahrenheit, 55 degrees Celsius. And it will continue to cook even after we take it out of the water and once we put it into the oven, of course. Now, the ideal temperature, at least for safe eating, of pork is 145 degrees Fahrenheit. So if Mozart did die of trichinosis, then that means that his valet, Don Primus, did not fully cook whatever he was serving to Mozart, and so you want to make sure to cook it all the way through. You don't want to pull a Don Primus. Now, as the loin boils, one of the preferred methods of cooking pork in the 18th century, we can go ahead and start our crust. So for that, what you'll need is...
We have dishes like this. My mom do that, like it's a pork roti. And we don't really boil it. Like it's just in the oven. We just like slowly roast it in the oven. And then, baste it with like broth or stuff to make it like, try to make it, not to make it dry. But you don't really, like, you don't boil it, then oven it. Like, then broil it or roast it in the oven.
Is a half cup or 110 grams of butter, 1/3 cup or 65 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1.5 cups or 150 grams of dark rye or wheat breadcrumbs. I used pumpernickel slices, toasted them until they were completely dry, and then grated them to make the crumbs. So after a few slices, I switched to a blender because it was easier and it worked pretty much just as well. So melt the butter in a saucepan, and then in a large bowl, add the breadcrumbs, the sugar and cinnamon, and whisk it all together. That way everything is ready once the pork has boiled. Once it has boiled, remove it from the pot and pat it dry, and then pour a little of the melted butter in a baking dish and set the pork in. Pour the remaining melted butter over the top and the sides, and then start sprinkling the breadcrumb cinnamon sugar mixture on, making sure that you coat the entire thing. If some breadcrumbs fall to the side, that's fine. Better to have too many than not enough. Once coated, set the dish in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 205 Celsius, and bake.
Because as I said, like a lot of the spices that they will use with like allspice or shit like that was very much like today what we would use that for is like Christmas cooking. It's like literally like gingerbread is a classic one, or like stuff like that. But we don't really use it on. I mean, as far as I know, at least in France, as far as what I know, we don't really use it on. We don't use it much on salty stuff, like on savory stuff these days.
Bake for 15 to 20 minutes or until it has a nice dry crust on.
That's why I say like it sounds. That one sounds like almost like in the middle between medieval and like modern in a way, which is logical because it's in the Renaissance. I know it's like 18th century, so it makes sense.
Top. Now the recipe says that you should flip it during the cooking. I tried that, it did not work out very well, so I would just leave it be, and that'll give you more time to listen as I tell you a bit more.
Yeah, because if you flip it, then the crust will literally be in the butter and it would like fall off. So by flipping it, you ruin the crust. So why would you try? Why would you flip it then? Yeah, no, that was because then it would like be in the butter, so it would like all like wet. And it's like you're trading in like a half. Like a 3/4 crusted pork loin for a not at all crusted food. Yeah, why you? Okay, I don't know.
More about the death of Mozart.
So we get soggy. Almost like
when I was a little boy, I was obsessed with Mozart. I loved everything about him. He was my favorite composer and still is one of my favorite composers to this day. Of course, I loved his music. I loved listening to it. I loved singing it. I got to be one of the 3 boy sopranos in a production of The Magic Flute when I was like 11 or 12 years old. But I also loved Mozart himself. I just loved reading about all these little snippets about how unbelievably incredible he was, especially as a kid, basically the same age that I was at the time. Like one of my favorite stories of his childhood was his overwhelming fear of the trumpet. The story actually comes from Johann Schachtner, who was a friend of Mozart's father and who was the court trumpeter in Vienna, or rather in Salzburg at the time. And he wrote, until he was almost 9, Mozart was terribly afraid of the trumpet when it was blown alone, without other music. Merely to hold a trumpet in front of him was like a pistol at his heart. Papa wanted me to cure him of this childish fear, and once told me to blow the trumpet at him despite his reluctance. But my God, I should not have been persuaded to do it. Wolfgang scarcely heard the blaring sound when he grew pale and began to collapse, and if I had continued, he would surely have suffered a convulsion. And it's interesting because
I mean, if anyone knows anything about Mozart, that his dad was kind of a dick.
His entire life, Mozart is only known to have written one concerto for the trumpet, and he did so at 12, which makes me wonder if his father, Leopold, made him write it to just help him try to get over his fear of the trumpet. Sadly, we don't actually have that trumpet concerto, and the only reason we know it exists is because Leopold mentioned it in his letters. The other story that I really love about Mozart as a kid was when he supposedly defied a papal decree when he was only 14. In 1770, he traveled with his father to the Vatican, and on Ash Wednesday, they went to the Sistine Chapel to hear the Miserere by Gregorio Allegri. Now, this is one of the most ethereal and haunting pieces of music that I know of. I absolutely love it. And it also has this mystique around it, or rather it had a mystique around it at the time, because supposedly, ever since it had been composed in the 1630s, it was forbidden to take the music, the written music, out of the Vatican, and it shouldn't be performed anywhere but the Sistine Chapel. And Leopold Mozart wrote about this in a letter to his wife. You have often heard of the famous Miserere in Rome, which is so greatly prized that the performers in the chapel are forbidden on pain of excommunication to take away a single part of it, to copy it, or to give it to anyone. But we have it already. Wolfgang has written it down. We shall bring it home with us. Moreover, as it is one of the secrets of Rome, we do not wish to let it fall into other hands. Supposedly, Mozart's genius was such that upon just one or maybe two listenings of the Miserere, he was able to commit it to memory and go home and write it down. And it's 12 minutes long. It is rather repetitive, but still, pretty amazing feat. Now, perhaps he did.
I think that Mozart was the first example that we covered. That I think is the beginning of people like starting to believe that some people have like absolute hearing, which is like in music when you have like the absolute ear. It means that you can actually listen to something and transcribe it in real time in your brain in notes, like fully, and copy it and replicate it just by listening to it.
This, yes, but there's also the idea that this was the only way that it ever got out of the Sistine Chapel, and it's the only way that we are able to listen to it today. But there are also conflicting stories about how it was being performed in London by the 1760s, so not entirely sure. Yeah. Either way, I love the story. Now, another story about Mozart, which is less likely to be true, is that his true cause of death was poison. But even though there doesn't seem to be a lot of evidence behind it, that doesn't mean that the story didn't spread within weeks of his death. By the end of December, a Berlin newspaper recorded that Mozart is dead. He returned from Prague feeling sickly. It was thought he had contracted dropsy, but he died in Vienna. Because his body swelled up after death, people thought he had been poisoned. Some seem to have believed that it was a rival composer, Antonio Salieri. Now, when those rumors about Salieri began to appear as unclear, but they had been swirling around for quite some time by the time Salieri was an old man, because in 1823, when he fell ill, he told one of his pupils that although this is my last illness, I can assure you on my word of honor that there is no truth in that absurd rumor. You know that I am supposed to have poisoned Mozart. But no, it's malice, pure malice. Tell the world, dear Moscheles, old Salieri, who will soon die, has told you. But as Salieri's illness grew worse and his mind started to go, it does seem that he, forgive the pun, changed his tune. Because Ludwig van Beethoven's nephew wrote to Beethoven that Salieri was telling people that he had indeed poisoned Mozart. And Beethoven's secretary, Anton Schindler, wrote that Salieri is again in a very bad way. He has fantasies that he was responsible for Mozart's death and gave poison. This is true, for he wants to confess it. And even newspapers began running stories about Salieri confessing to the murder of Mozart, but it doesn't seem that they actually believed him. They said it was a bit of lunacy, which surely no one but the poor delirious old man believes. Another theory that didn't arise until 1861 claims that it was not Salieri, but rather the Freemasons who poisoned Mozart.
Freemasons?
The Freemasons are the world's oldest fraternal organization, and especially in the 18th century were rather secretive about aspects of their order. And
the Freemasons? Why would they do that? Like, it doesn't make any sense for them to do that to Salieri. I mean, to Mozart. That makes no sense.
Mozart was a Freemason. Now, the theory is without any real evidence, but it was postulated that the Freemasons murdered him because he was divulging their secrets inside of the opera The Magic Flute, which is supposedly coded with many Masonic symbols. The poisoning theory was further bolstered because of Mozart's own words, kind of. They were related by Constanza to a friend, Niemesteck, who was the first biographer of Mozart.
So it's him saying to his wife that then says to his friend. That's okay.
She says that before he died, he said, "I feel definitely that I don't have much time left. I am sure I have been poisoned. I cannot rid myself of this thought." Now, all of these theories are unlikely to be true, but especially the Salieri poisoning theory gave wonderful fodder to the fiction writers of the time. The Russian poet Alexander Pushkin used the theory in his play Mozart and Salieri, which was then turned into an opera by Rimsky-Korsakov, and of course the idea that Salieri had something to do with the death was further explored in Amadeus. Now in Amadeus, it is not poison, but rather Salieri secretly commissions Mozart to write the Requiem, and then his plan is once Mozart dies, then he will take credit for writing the Requiem. But that's pure fiction. Except kind of not, because that actually did happen, it just wasn't Salieri. It turns out that someone did commission Mozart to write the Requiem, and he did so in secret. His name was Count Franz von Walsegg. He was an Austrian nobleman and a wannabe composer. And I say wannabe because after trying his hand at it, he kind of realized it was hard to do, and so he would hire other composers to write things and pay them.
Oh, so it's literally like working, it's a ghostwriter. It's almost like a ghost composer instead of a ghostwriter. So you make them compose for you, and then you're like, it's me, all along. And you pay a shit ton of money for it. Okay, so that is not new. Okay, I mean, makes sense, but still not fun.
Pay them handsomely with the caveat that they could never take credit for it, and then he would take credit for it. Well, in 1791, following Walsegg's wife's death, he commissioned Mozart to write a Requiem, but he did so through a messenger, so Mozart never knew who was actually commissioning it, and the messenger said, "Don't you dare try to find out who my employer is." Well, Mozart was very much in need of the money at the time, so he accepted, but he kept falling behind because he ended up working on other things like the opera La Clemenza di Tito, which was written for the coronation of the new Emperor Leopold. Well, the messenger returns and is questioning Mozart, saying, "Where is my Requiem?" And he says that I'll actually pay you more if you get this done quickly. And so Mozart agrees, but then he falls ill and he ends up telling his wife that he feels like he is writing this Requiem for himself. Well, shortly after his death, the messenger comes to collect the unfinished Requiem, but the cat was already kind of out of the bag because before he died, Mozart had given it to his assistant, Franz Sussemeyer, who was actually the one to finish the Requiem. Once he did give that to the Count, and Walsegg ended up still trying to take credit for it for about a year, and it was only because Mozart's widow, Constanza, was saying things and knew that Mozart had written this that finally he relented and acknowledged that Mozart had actually written the Requiem. Alas, while that mystery was revealed, we will probably never know the mystery of what actually killed Mozart. Was it a fever of some kind, rheumatic fever, or syphilis, or scarlet fever, or something else? Maybe.
I mean, the main issue is that Mozart had like a very playboy lifestyle. So he would drink, he would eat, he would take drugs, he would do anything. He would do everything. So many things could have killed him. And also he was in very poor condition because he was running out of money. He was not living in good conditions at all. So I mean, compared to what he lived the conditions before, so many things could have killed him.
Maybe trichinosis. Who knows? What we do know is that on October 7th, 1791, Mozart did eat a meal of pork very much like the one that I am about to enjoy right now. So once the breadcrumbs on the pork have dried into a crust, let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes, then serve it with a bit of the broth that the pork boiled in. And here we are, a cinnamon and breadcrumb encrusted pork loin from Mozart's Vienna. By the way, I got this fork. It is not an actual antique. It's a replica, but I just think it's so cool. It's so pretty. Anyway, here is, got a good amount of the crusting on top, some of the pork. Here we go. That is so good. That's really, really good.
Okay.
I would almost think that it's actually better to cook this like with the crusting all around each piece because the crust is really good. It's a little sweet, but not super sweet.
Oh.
Cut another piece. A little cinnamon, but not super cinnamon. It's also got a nice crunch to it. What is evident is that boiling pork is just not the best way to cook pork. It's just not the best way to really cook most meat.
Yep.
It just kind of makes it a little tough. It's not that...
But it's just that boiling meat was very popular in the Middle Ages. So it was carried on to the Renaissance because it was just an easy way to cook a lot of meat. And also like to not use... Because the thing is that the advantage of boiling is that you just put a pot on your fireplace. So you don't have to have specifically... it's just easier. Because if you just... And you could just let it boil for a long time. You can do other stuff at the same. You can do other stuff. It's also easier for like housewives. Housewives at the time, like, there's not really like wives because they also worked. They worked with the kids, but they also worked like in the farm as well with the husband. Both of them were working. Like the myth that women did not have jobs is in the Middle Ages is fundamentally stupid, because we know that in the cities they would repair clothing, they would do a lot of stuff like cleaning, repair clothing. Like there was many jobs. And also, people have to remember that everything took longer. Like, if you've ever seen someone cleaning laundry with the medieval age method, like literally beating it out with using like a beater to literally beat out like the moisture out of the, like literally like washing it by hand. Like that stuff, like women were buff at the time. It was literally like one of the main communal activities. Because you would go to like not a washing pit, like a laveries, laundry pit. I don't remember the name in English, but you would go there, lavanderie in French, and you would just go there. Like all of the women with their kids would go there because it would take 2-3 hours. Like just like it would take hours to literally just wash it again and again with whatever perfume, like not perfume, whatever, like a soap and everything, like. And also you have to remember that the laundry, like the fabric itself was far thicker. It was thicker, it was heavier. So if you think your own bed sheets are heavy today, oh boy, back in the day, it was like 2-3 times the weight. And it was also like wool. Often it was wool, not today like cotton. So it would be like heavy. So like women were buff, men and women were buff back in the time because it was a lot of like physical activity. Also, they would help beat the grains, they would help collect the grains. Like everyone was working. You don't have a choice. The man could be out like with like at the market selling stuff. The wife would be back, like the husband would be selling stuff like on the road. Or just collect cattle, or trying to do like collect cattle, herd cattle, feed cattle, by hand, like sowing the seeds for like the wheat for the next season, or just reaping by hand was also like a family activity. It was work 24. Like as soon as the sun is up, you start working. As soon as if the sun is out, you stop working. So, depending on the time of the year, people would sleep more or less hours. And again, everything was physical.
That it's overcooked? It is overcooked, I think. But it's just not the best way to cook meat. Also, I don't know that the boiling liquid added all that much flavor.
And also, the only women that could afford to not work were the same as today. the one who were rich. It was the nobility. The nobility was the only one that did not work. And it's the one that we have books about, because there's the one who could afford. There's the one who could afford to actually have books written about them, and who could like have who had like scribes and people who give a shit, because there was the one paying the scribes to write about them, which is why the entire like modern idea that women did not have jobs back in the day is completely stupid. They would repair nets. They would do like everything. Like women would work as much as the men, and they would also help raise the kids. The kids were more like raised communally. Like the grandparents would also play like a big role in that, because families were not like the way medieval houses were built was not just for the parents and the kids. It was very often for any unmarried women in the family would live with a brother or sister's family, and also the grandparents and sometimes the great-grandparents with the kids of everyone. So it would be like a full household, which means that you had maybe 8, 9, 10 or more people living in one house. So that's a little workforce there, which is literally what happened. So it's a lifestyle that today we cannot fathom because we don't have it anymore. Go to the third world, like go to or like any place where it's like even today it's difficult to find, but and you will find a full like family household, or like maybe the Amish do the same, or like communities that still believe in more like classically traditional ways of life, like in terms of like farming and stuff like that.
Maybe it did. All those other things that we put in there. I think really you could just kind of cook it however you want and then have that crusting on the outside, because it is the crusting that's really the star of the show here. Now, something else that's interesting about this meal is that we not only know that Mozart ate it, but we know that when he did so, he had a clean tablecloth, because on October 8th, the day after he ate this, he wrote another letter to his wife Constanza saying, "You should have seen me at supper yesterday. I couldn't find the old tablecloth, so I fished one out as white as a snowdrop and put in front of me the double candlestick with wax candles." Very fancy. Also, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to put some of my favorite Mozart pieces, as well as the Allegre Miserere, in the next Tasting History newsletter that comes out probably next week. So you can sign up for that over at tastinghistory.com, a website that I built with help from today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest all-in-one platform for building a website, and you don't need to be a web designer to use it. Their professionally designed templates give you a great place to start, and their intuitive tools like their drag and drop editing allow you to customize your site to make it really yours. And they have a wonderful suite of business tools, so whether you're selling services or products or both, or your time, then they can help you set all of the scheduling up and help you with payments and fulfillment and invoicing and inventory and all of that stuff. So if you want to try Squarespace, then head to squarespace.com and you will get a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/tastinghistory and you will get 10% off of your first purchase of a new website or domain.
That's what he gets.
And I will see you next time on Tasting History. Wait, actually, I have a wonderful, actually a terrible little dad joke for you about Mozart.
Oh no.
What did Mozart do after he died? He decomposed. Now I'll see you next.
That's a terrible dad joke. Okay. But okay, as an uncle, as the one who has to do the dad jokes, I understand the duty. That show is a start. Yeah, I understand the duty to make dad jokes. I get it. It is very important for development of children to have a silly goose that make jokes around them. So yeah, I hope it was informative for all of you, that you liked it. No cancel. Okay, back to law. Okay. As a dragon and goblin duel both in world spells and fists until like this. Until Globo was convinced. And like Splendid Fist until Globo was convinced to join the academy, but refused to be just a mere oh my fucking god, can I write a mere teacher? A teacher founding his own house based on the principle that mortality I feel like this. The principle that mortality is the fuel of innovation, and that ambition, drive, and obsession can only, and dedication as well, can only be achieved through challenging oneself instead of calm study, of patient study. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah. That's done. And that one is... At least that one is not the most recent. Founded. A globe with great. The first human have developed the ability to walk into the mind realm. Yeah. I don't know. I do not know, Batty. First one to develop the ability to walk into the mind realm. Sarasan. The Saracens was like Saracen. Sahel. Ouch. Sahel learned from the entities from the ancestral gods and mind the wisdom. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing, Batus? Hope you had a good time. Hope you're doing good. By the way, session is this Saturday. Session is this Saturday. So, yeah. So, yeah. There was a bot on the server, which fucking sucks. I banned it. I'm bad it, but it was... Suddenly it was like a Christmas tree. And okay. Okay. Returning to the mortal plane when he woke up. When he woke up, when he woke up from his slumber, he created the 10 pillars of harmony, writing down his beliefs, writing down his teachings. His teachings, wishes, and hopes for his people, for both his people and humanity itself. He died in his old age. Trying to stop a fratricidal. Oh, don't remember. Fratricidal war between two brother kings. Two brothers. Okay, my God, I don't know how to write. Two brothers who both desired the throne of his homeland. Laying down his life to preserve peace and harmony. His body was cremated. Was cremated and buried under a shrine. Soon became a temple to his memory. His consciousness awoke in the main realm as he became an ancestral god. I don't know how to write. To his people. To his people. To his people. He was then met Neasa is better name. That's Neasa. And after and after a very long debate and discussion, accepted to join the so-called Institute at the condition that he would be able. I fear it the rain. That he would be able. As far as I know, the tree of Buddha was a fig tree. Buddha. I don't know how to write. It's a fig tree, right? Yeah, sacred fig. It's a fig tree. Yeah, I was right. It was a fig tree. Okay. Fuck is up. This so-called academy. Actually, it's not university academy. To create his own house, which was quickly accepted in a wave. Was my fear with the bed. That's quickly accepted. He founded a house Mazda. On the basis. Actually, should I just change for word in Sanskrit instead? Because the vibes are very much. I should make an Indian content, like a Hindu-inspired content, but I need to study more. I'm afraid there's too much stuff that I need to sort through. Because I'm studying it slowly but surely. Yeah. Yeah. Wisdom. Okay, meta. It's already in there. Okay. Okay, Mazda is Iranian. This has going to be Osmeda instead of Mazda. Because I'm just going to commit. I'm just going to commit. On 4 pillars. The search for harmony. The search for inner peace. The search for wisdom. And the search to perfect one's soul, the magic. Da-da. Yeah. Jadulor. Who's left? Oh, the Psycho House. The Psycho House is what left. And Gaffel. The oldest house. Is the current. Headmaster, because dragons are hermaphrodite, so they can change. Headmaster, I don't know how to write. The oldest house, founded by the current headmaster of the academy. The academy. Wow. Was created the vision of okay. Sorry, I'm currently stretching. Ooh, okay, that's... Ooh, okay. Okay, as I said, I did not sleep much because I had a lot of introspection. I realized something. I realized something pretty important. Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. Assign. What was I doing? Yes. So it's a bit of like a dip in energy. Outgaffel was created under the vision of Theanira, the Dracon. A Dracon sent by Aruistia, Dragon Goddess of knowledge, to further the study of magic and the planes in a secret location out of the influence of the final day to look in the name of the gods. Edipoxius. The subdomains are dumb. I'm removing them for the gods. Question of the first of Epolixios, the dragon god of magic. The god of magic. Quickly saw the potential immortals that kept pushing the boundaries of innovation. God damn it. I was thinking about something. Yes, after that I want to work on the watch on. I want to work on the Meiji boy. His cats did what they are turning in my hand. Thania gives us potential of immortals again pushing the boundaries of innovation and thought harness such potential to further our own mission, thus copying the mortal little institutions. Tired of it all. The mortal institutions. Institutions and just copying the mortal. How do you say that? Learning institutions, teaching institutions. The mortal teaching, educational. Yeah, they're all Educational institutions. Why is it so difficult? Brain, please. Cooperate. Davido. Davido. Good drums. Immortal educational institutions and creating our own academy is her. But it's not a they because they switch, because the dragons switch between the two. They would not call themselves they. Because it's hermaphrodite, so that one or the other, not both. And I don't think a reptile brain would go, no, I am theoretical. So, I don't know. Just, I don't know, to me, that's what feels good, that thing's good for me. Go to academy and started to educate mortals in magic, but also cooks them through exams, trials, and to exam trials and challenging them to innovate, create, and magic for their own gain. I'm tired of it all. Tired of it all. I almost want to tease. I want to tease the battery. Should I? That's not what I... Yeah, the batty count has been left. Create and bend for their own gain. No. Create and bend magic for their own gain. Create and bend magic for their own gain. Gain. Influence. Create influence. Being seen in the 4 pillars of Geifel. Innovation, ambition, stubbornness and caution. So innovation, ambition, stubbornness, and innovation, ambition, stubbornness, and steadfastness. I think steadfastness. Stubbornness. It's just. So it's like the main, like that's the history and the main principle of the house. The exemplars are pretty much what. It's pretty much what they. It's like you have the founder, which is the roof, and you have the exemplars that are like the pillars that hold up the roof. I don't know what I'm doing. I think that's enough work for lore. I'm going to switch to game design now. Because I kind of want to do the wizard now. Because I have a very clear idea of what I want with it now. So I'm going to work it, and I kind of want to play one next. Let's change character path. And also I know that Daka added something in the cutthroat, I think. I'm going to like DM Daka. Used. I'm just going to look at it. I think probably Fade Away is the one you added. Hey. If you do not move at all on the last turn, you gain the stealth condition. Yeah. If you're adjacent to another, yeah. Straightforward, makes sense. What is? We already did? Yes, this is cool. Yeah. And the magic skill. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to try to do an alternative version because I'm not a fan of that. Some of them I like it, but it's outdated. It's outdated. So I'm going to try to do an alternative version of it. Because I'm not a fan of it. Because could they use psionic? Maybe actually. Because there's a wizard. So in my opinion, they could use psionic. I should give them a guide instead. I should give them pre-made spells instead. So I'm going to try to use... Actually, I'm going to try to use the spell... Oh wait, but spell... Wait. I think that's... We did like everything just... See that everything does double damage. So, spell creation. So I guess it should be the basic one. The second ability should be... Okay, let me look at the character sheet actually. We'll take Saphira's sheet because he's the one that I've... Do we have magic? I think we do. Yes. Magic is mind? That makes no sense. Should be mind or soul. Because that makes no sense. So... What's the size? It's 12, okay. So I should, yeah. Because, okay, I have some good ideas, I think. I have some good ideas, I think. Okay, law of magic. Law of magic. You learn 3. It's the same. It's the same, but I'm going to no, it's not. Okay, 3 schools. Magic. To those to the magic. Also, you gain you gain as the ability to cast ability to gain one spell for each following this model. Is it easier for us for that? This model, that's okay. So I need to do it because I'm trying to use that one more because it's just it's just better to test it. Tier 1 projectile. So if I want to add, it's not what I needed. If I want to add, so that's level 10. If I want to do 1d6 damage, that would be 2. Yeah, because it's okay. No, I need to okay. I need to do that. Then do that. Because I need to literally add. I literally need to add value for each dice. So that's going to be fun. So 24 equal points. Fuck! Disconnect. 1 point. 1d6 2. Points. 1d8 equal. I just do 3. 3 points. I don't want to do it. I don't want it to take too much space. Because we need damage to be easy access. 1d10. It is light. It's paralyzed. 1d10. 1d10 4. I know it doesn't make much sense, but whatever. So 2d4 should be 4. Should be 2 actually. 2d4. Because 2d4 minimum is. It's 4. So it should be 3 actually. Because it's. The average is 1d4, the average is 1d4. Because both average are 4. 2d6. The average is 6, so it should be 6. 2d8. 8. And the maximum was 2d8. Okay. The maximum is 8. But if we boost the damage, maybe I should go over to 2d10. I don't know. Because max value is 16 because it's 8 twice. So again, I think that one is kind of dumb. I think I'm just going to replace. We're just going to replace that with this. Because that just makes more sense. That just makes more sense. That they literally have everything right from the start. Yeah. So there's no doubt. Yeah. Do we have 1d12? I think we have 1d12 in there. So I should... In 1d12 should be 6, because the average is 6. Ever been 1d12. Normally that's all the values. Yes, the darkest place that I've ever been. T1 projectile. There should be one condition. One level 1 condition, so 2. 1d6 damage, so 2. And range 6. Yeah. T1 projectile. It's one element as well. Did you put that somewhere? No. It's so range 6 deals 1d6 plus S mod plus 1 negative condition depending on the school. Magic school. Fine. Or tier 1 buff spell. As I've been, it is in my dream. it still should be range 6. Have been plop 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 plop. So yeah, so hope you're having a good time. Hope it's fine. I know I'm doing pretty much. I mean, it has to be the heftiest game design wise. One tier 1. Number 7, 6. Who's? This thing is setting down. 1, 6. Deal 2 positive conditions to an deal 2 stacks. The 2 stacks of a positive condition to an ally in range. Then or tier 1 Beacon structure spell to spell I'm just going to say because it's 10. Yeah, we said 10. 10 spaces of one type of terrain associated with one of the magic schools the player chose. It's a bit hefty, but it's a wizard class. It's a nerd class. It has to be or at DM discretion spells 3 tier 1 spells that can be designed using the spell creation guide for a value of 10 points each. Magical studies. I mean, the same what they wrote it that way. The darkness for free. Yeah, you can choose the magic spell as of element of magic in question, turning the spell into. That's already what we are doing with structures. Yeah, it's already what you get with structures. So because you do the same with, but better with that. So I think that was written before we did the Aeolian structures. Before Daka did it. Yeah. With you. But I think that. How many tiers did we make? Okay. And now, oh wow. Level 4, okay. Because level 4 should get level 1 of it. A Law of Magic 2. And what was the next one? 6. 6? I guess I put at 7. Law of Magic 3. Because that's the point. You're a wizard. You make spells. Like that's... Same as 1. Same as 1. And there's... same as 1, but with 3 tier 2 spells. Same with tier 3 spells. But instead, it's a lot of spells. We're gonna get a shit ton of spells. And you can learn a shit ton of magic schools. So, in the end, you literally is a magical army knife. Should I... I don't know if I should really add it. I mean, you can get a summon just by getting the magics for it. So even giving a summon is kind of... I'm going to edit at level... At level 8, and I'm just going to go crazy at level 9. Yeah. To the end. But I'm going to do something that's going to be very nostalgic. What? What? Oh. Huh? What? Did something happen? Sorry. What the fuck? Or maybe I just go to that, yeah. I forgot this. Oh, that's bugged. It's all fucking bugged. Oh shit. Hey, Lucy, how are you doing? Hello, friend. Hello, Lucy. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the raid. I'm sending my grams to you. Oh, no, more grams. Hello, Skullmancer. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome to the stream. I'm working on tabletop RPG as per usual. I'm designing the nerd, aka the wizard of wizards. I'm designing Wizo the Wizard. I'm designing Wizo the Wizard right now. Which, because the previous version is outdated, and I'm just... Yeah, I'm not a gremlin, I'm a dragon. I mean, you could be a gremlin dragon. So what were you saying? What were you playing? Oh, Koal Island, that's like the Koal Island is like the... Almost like the farming game, like the 3D one, right? The Cuckoo the Wizard. Hello, Cuckoo. How are you doing? Thank you for thank you for following, Skullmancer. Thank you, man. Today I worked on some lore for the legally distinct magic school, and it's starting to look good. Because I created founders for every... Because I think it's like... What's the game? Farming Valley? What's the name? Is it Farming Valley? No, it's like Stardew Valley. Oh my god. It almost feels like Stardew Valley, but 3D. Is what the vibe I got. Which one? I think that one is not bugged. Okay, yeah, take care of your ass. Your aftercast streaming forgot what the worst word is. God damn it. But again, I hope you had a good stream. Thank you. Thank you for raiding again. And to anyone that doesn't know, I am Biv. I do much tabletop RPG. I'm creating my own. We also have 2 campaigns or 3 campaigns on the channel. And hello, Manic. So we have 3 campaigns going on. 2 of them are bi-weekly, so it's twice a month. And 1 of them is every week, which is the Daka Tabletop RPG campaign. 2 of them... Oh, I forgot to move the chat box. That's not the chat box. Oh no, the chat box is underneath. That's the problem. I need to move a bunch of shit now. Okay. If you wanted to know what Chinese metal sounds like. I mean, metal in Chinese, I think. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Yep, that's what Chinese metal sounds like. It was a group named Tenji Cavalry. They don't exist anymore because they got into legal issues when they left China to the US. So they disbanded instead of facing legal consequences. Yep, law. Now we need to reload stream labels so that it actually shows you Oh, and Cuckoo also followed. Sorry, I didn't see it. Thank you for the follow. Deeply appreciate it. Welcome to the SLA. When we do very wholesome activities like raiding other realities, stealing shit, maybe partying really hard on the ruined worlds, defending reality like heroes, and being badasses all around. This is what we do. This is what we do. It's a normal Tuesday. Tangier or Tengir? Don't remember. It's Tengir. I'm not too sure. Because I think Tengir is another version of Tengri, and Tengri is the god of the infinite sky, or the great blue sky, which is the main god of the Mongols before they converted to Islam, which was their downfall. Because Tengrism is pretty vague, so you can do what the fuck you want. Islam, a lot less vague, a lot more text, a lot more limits. Some say it's good, some say it's bad, I don't know. I'm not Mongol, it's their choice. I mean, they also drink alcohol when they're not supposed to drink alcohol. They are very lax when it comes to following Muslim stuff. There are some of the more lax people about that. There did read text about both the Turks and the Mongols by Arabic scholars that were literally bitching because they were drinking alcohol when they're not supposed to. But then the guy's like, nah, I wrote the book, I read the book, and the book says I cannot drink alcohol from fermented fruit. Arki is made of fermented milk, thus I can drink. And also vodka is made out of fermented grain, thus I can drink. Fuck you. It was pretty much the answer. Which is kind of hilarious. That they literally lawyered, their religion lawyered an imam. Which is pretty funny, if you ask me. What was the tier 3 or 6? But I could give it a tier 5 instead, because I want them to have better abilities. Better abilities. And in total, just with that, that's 3, 6, 9, 12 spells. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. I think that's enough, yeah. So now I need to do the magic man. I need to magic the magic man. Alpha... After stream self-care. That's what ass is. I forgot the self. One cannot say that my music is not diverse. I have Latino music, I have Chinese stuff. Soon I'll have Indian music. I don't care. If the music is good, I don't care. That's it. And that one should be... Is that put at level 2? Yeah. A shape. Magic. It should be a passive, yeah. By spending your reaction, you can shift the zone effect of the shape of your spell. Na-na-na. Which is that nifty thing. Na-na-na-na-na. Means that you can literally change the shape of your spell no matter what the spell is to nerd out and to be like, I want to eat that motherfucker. That one should be magical resistance. You gain resistance to 2 type of damage of 2 schools that you know. This magical adaptability. Yes. Adaptability. You can resist to 2 types of damage of 2 schools. Of 2 magic schools. Very precise, yes. 2 magic schools that you know. I'm trying to think. I had the word, and I can't remember the word. Oh, okay. Hello, Cuckoo the Wizard, thank you for being here, appreciate it. Thank you again, Manic, for being here. Thank you again, Haunts, boy, for being here. Thank you, LD, for being here. Kugath, I have a demon of Nurgle in my chat. Kugath, son of Rot. Thank you for being here. Please don't sting the place. Even if we appreciate you. Lucy, thank you for the raid again, thank you. Mac, hey Mac, how are you doing? I hope you have a good day. Meandering Otaku, I hope you don't meander into a wall. Thank you for being here, deeply appreciated. Thank you again to Mastery, thank you again Nova, thank you Lof. Hey Lofi, how are you doing? Hope you had a good day. And thank you again, brother. Thank you Zor for being there, deeply appreciated. Now you can return to your lurking, peace has been restored. This you can resist to 2 type of to 2 types 2 types of damage. Outbreak. Schools that magic schools that you know. This can be this can be changed at the start of the day. Just to puff it up, to make the wizard a little bit more tanky, because they're going to fold really fast. Should I do a pitch of wisdom? That sounds more like a druidic thing, but I don't know. I guess it depends on the spell that you know. Sorry, it's been a while to listen to this, I'm vibing pretty hard. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. I need to think. Wizard. I don't know why I like the idea of a peach. I guess I've not eaten peach in a while, so I want peaches now. I have plenty of apples. I'm almost out of my apple stock, actually. I bought 2 kilos of apples, and I think 1 kilo. 1 kilo of apples. I think I've eaten it like in a week and a half. Apples every day. I like apples too much. My iron production in my blood really high right now. Maybe it's good or not. I don't know. Or maybe I do like a cosmic egg thing. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I love that everyone thinks that game designers and writers literally are like sitting, concentrating, and doing crazy shit. I'm just doing like random regard noises as I have too many ideas at the same time. No, brain, please, focus. Okay. Yeah. I do random regard. Yeah, pretty much. In the con. Like he's doing real work on tabletop RPG stuff. Really focused. Yeah. That fish brain for but I'm a genius. I have too many ideas. Or just I've far too much. I know far too much random shit. I don't think that's a genius. It's just like compulsive researcher in me. It's like, oh, I can know this, and then a week later, I'm like, wait, this happened in 1922, and everyone's like, how do you know? It's like a seal in my brain, like. Yeah, I'm a lot of ideas, but I can't explain them. Yeah, it's just that I'm trying to decide if actually growing a cosmic tree would be fun. Growing a cosmic tree would be really fun as an ability. Because we don't really give a shit, because like druid and wizards are the same shit. Because historically they were the same thing. Because what is a Celtic magi? It's a druid. Literally. It's like, you know. It's just like, it's a fun thing. Either at 7 you grow your cosmic tree. At 8 you turn it into an angry ant. You get Groot. You get Groot, I don't know. Or maybe you can actually just get like a bit of a cosmic tree, but then you can actually like connect it to the actual cosmic tree in the planet, and then you can go like, I have what is the word? I have 5G, bitch. Magic 5G. You can stop me. I have 5G on my magical tree. Fuck you. I don't know. Yeah, sounds fun. And wizard is kind of stationary. I mean, it depends on the magic, actually. Or yourself. Or yourself. Okay, up. Dude, I've not drunk in like a week, and I'm getting far too much energy now. I'm literally tweaking. Which is good, because it's my natural level of energy. Oh yeah, I love thought thinking. How do I word this? What fruit? I choose one fruit. It becomes your favorite fruit. What is this? It has become like eat 5 fruits and vegetables per day. Why did I become a vegan wizard? What is this? What is this? What is this veganery? Actually, veganery sounds like a good expression. What is this veganery? It sounds like something like an old dude would say, like in the movies from the like the 90s. What is this I lost the word. What is this? Why is this so difficult to say now? What is this veganery? Bully me. Meh. I've not slept a lot and I have too much energy, so now my brain is going all over the place. But I'm not tired now yet. Okay. Wow. Okay. I literally have like 2 words like blasting at the same time when I'm speaking. I also have like 9 treasures as well. I guess I could do Mongol vibes this week. I think I have 9 treasures. Wait, where is it? What? What? Oh. I want to blast it a bit more. A bit more. Fuck, that's good. And again, angry metal Chinese. Ba 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 ba. Oh. Okay. Choose a fruit? I don't know. What fruits are associated like? Because I know that the fig is associated with harmony. I know that the peach is associated with wisdom and ascension, kinda, because it's a peach, like the sacred peaches in Chinese Taoism and also in Buddhism, but mostly Chinese Taoism. Fruits and meaning. Here we go. Oh, that's actually fun. Okay. I'm going to do that. Fruit and meat diet. That's not what I wanted. Yes. It's going angry. Apple. I don't fucking care about modern. Blah, blah, blah. Toss it aside. It's American. We don't want it here. Away, away. Modern interpretation, no. I want old stuff. Because it's funnier. And weirder most of the time. Because it's fucking weird and funny. Should I do it? Ah. Yes, I should. Because it's more nerdy. And if it's one thing that I shall do is nerd out while making my tabletop RPG. Because it's already nerd. So let's mega nerd. Here we go. And if someone's not happy, I'm going to slap them. Fucking slappy. A tree of knowledge. That's kind of biblical, but not. Why are you only at... Whoa, okay. What? Why are you weird? Okay. A tree of knowledge. You know what I like more than my Lamborghini? Knowledge. You know what I like more than knowledge? My Lamborghini? Man. I F a new man every day. That's an old reference. You know what I like more than my Lamborghini? Macaroni. My brain is firing over all the different places. I've missed this. Can I make it a square? Elemental alignment. Magical alignment. Yes, that's funny. I like that. Alignment. The green throat shade. What do you mean pre-rolls are allowed? I never said I wanted pre-rolls. Fuck you, Twitch. And you need to change it again. You have to do that every time it's the end of the, like, every time near the end of the year because they reset stuff. To try to make more money. On our backs. On our jabs. I don't know how to say it, but I wanted to. Tree of knowledge. Wow. Magical alignment. You know what? I'm just going to go crazy on the magical alignment. That makes all the wizards fucking weirdos as they are. Alignment 2. Magical consumer of goods. Magic eater. One with a magic. That was a good one. I need to get the Who as well. Tomorrow I need to use metric tools. I need to find it. Okay, I'm trying to get the energy to be like, I need to do shit. Okay. Oh. What should it be? Maybe Tree of Cosmic Tree. Battlefield spell. And that one should be split. No, split spell is already. No, split spell is splitting conditions, splitting projectiles. It's already in there. Sorry, I was vibing. Tree of knowledge. Cosmic Tree battlefield spell. I guess it's a weird kind of like arcane druid wizard, which is what I wanted. So yeah, and also because the tree is such a good symbolism for wisdom, magic, temptation. Fruits of labors. Maybe tree The tree of magic. There's a lot. The word magic is everywhere. Fruit. No, because it's tree of wisdom. But I need to cosmic tree. Cosmic tree. No. Cosmic tree is like a fruit of knowledge. Yeah, it's biblical. No, because it's part of the... Yeah. One last one. You have become attuned to one magic school. Fully all spells from this. All spells from this magic school. All spells from this magic school gain +2 range and are cast with a +10 bonus. Yeah, level 5 is good. Magical alignment 2. This can be added to the previously attuned magic school. Or to a new one. This could be added to... Yeah. Because I think that's good enough. +10 is strong. So yeah. That one should be what? Maybe I put magical alignment to at level 7. And then you can use what? Yeah, you can use your magic skill to use parry actions. Use parry actions to counter spells directed at you. It's actually strong as fuck. I'm gonna keep that one probably at level 7 actually. I'm going to move that one at 8. That's what... Shit. No. Okay. No. Okay. Bam. Hey, bam. Which is arcane sense, which. And that's when we start to do the fruit magic. So apple, pomegranate, banana. Banana. Prosperity, nourishment, and fertility. Oh, banana. Okay, so banana is better for healing. Okay. Grape. There's a vine and wine communion. Don't care. Orange. Luck, prosperity, and joy. Okay. Vitality, optimism, wealth, because feel like sunlight you can eat. Yeah. I know that peach has a lot. Fig is fertility, enlightenment. Yeah. The coconut, resilience, sustenance, and sustenance. Peach. Yeah. Longevity, long life, which, yeah. Eh. It's a peach emoji. Dude, we have fallen off so far, so down. Okay, that's better. Oh my god. Hmm? Stay allowed. So let me list down those. You, bam bam. You grow tree tied to the cosmos, to the source of all magics. After 3 turns, the tree will generate fruits. Your tree can only generate one type of fruit. If changed, all current fruits are lost. It will generate a number of fruit that is up your highest attribute modifier. Each fruit has a different effect. Shite. Apple. Should I put in the banana? Yeah, just put the banana, it's funny. A banana each. I don't think... Is pineapple on trees? I don't think it's on tree. Pineapple. That's not a tree. That's a weirder thingy. Yeah. It's a pineapple band. Grapes. Grapes are fun. I like grapes. Grapes. Just for the lemon joke, have you seen my lemon? I need to add the lemons. Lemon. And I know grape is also not technically on a tree. Should I remove grape to be fair? Fine, I'm removing grape because I'm a nerd and I'm like, yeah, it's not on your tree. Meh. Meh. I'm literally nerding myself out. Cherry is on the tree. It's a cherry tree. And nerds would want a fucking sakura. Despite the fact that sakura generate cherries that you cannot eat, I think, as they give you the shitters. As far as I know. Strawberry. Strawberry is not on a tree. Pineapple is not on a tree. Watermelon. What the fuck? Okay, fig is on the tree. Let's do 6. 1, 2, 3. We did 6. Good. Fig. Here we go. Apple, banana, peach, lemon, cherry. The coconut. Maybe pear. Maybe pear instead of the banana. But banana funny. Whatever, it works. No. Do. Effects. The tree counts as full cover and blah 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 blah, and as the same amount of HP as you, 10 armor. And cannot move. Okay, let's look at the conditions. Yes, I'm committing to my fruits. Apple of anxiety, amazing. I mean, Apple, what do they do? Na 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 na. I guess momentum, maybe. No, regen. Apple is going to be give regen. You gain regen 4. Heal for 1d8. Upon consumption. Banana. I don't know, it's banana. I guess makes you run faster. I don't eat banana pretty, like, dense, nutrient-wise. They're yellow. Yellow is speedy. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not stealth. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I guess you get alacrity with an apple, with a banana. You gain 3 stacks of alacrity. Bum 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 bum. Dun dun dun. Dun dun. 3 stacks of alacrity. Resistance to sluggish. Oh, that's... Shit, that's the one that is bugged. Why do I have it twice? What do I have... Sorry. Something bugged out. Trying to like sort through stuff. And should be good now. Okay, I'm starting to get kind of hungry. We'll see. We'll see how much. It's more times. Thank you very much for being here. Okay. So 3 stacks of alacrity, resistance 2, sluggish. Until you use up. That is sluggish for 1 turn. Banana. Blah blah blah. Peach. Maybe a dual condition instead. Yeah. Maybe trance. Trance should be with Fig. Getting 3 stacks of trance. And damn. Blah. Do we have... Is there only 1 positive? That means there's status armor. Yeah, we don't have a lot of dual ones. Indomitable. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. Is that because maybe I could like sell it as like a reference to Peach Garden. The Peach Garden oath in Rumors of the Kingdom. Gain 3 stacks. Oh, bom. Of Indomitable. Indomitable. Guess I could get to better fruit. Pleasure. Oh. Pleasure, celebration, devotion. Maybe pear instead of cherry. No, cherry should be like enamored. Should be the charm of the enamored condition. Cherry, your next your attacks next turn deal 2 stacks of charmed. Charmed. Two stacks of tree. Lemon. What could be lemon? I know. A squeeze of lemon. Oh no. No. Yeah, next. Oh, it's gonna be blind and melt. A squeeze of lemon. You attack next turn. Deal. 2 melts. Lady Morph, it's a level what? It's a level 7, yeah. 3 melt. And 3 blind. Squeeze of lemon. It's a reference to something. Let me show you. If you do not know the greatness that is a chaotic good barbarian, well, you should. Let me find it. Squeeze of lemon. It's just 2 minutes. I'm just going to show it to you so you can be enthused to see the rest. Because it is good shit.
Eye of newt. Squirt of lemon.
Squirt of
And for the
lemon.
final ingredient of my potion of immortality. Get in the bag, you little shit.
Get your witch-ass hands off that little girl. Too slow.
You into my potion of immortality.
I forgot the subtitles because that's funny.
Get in the bag, you little shit.
Get your witch-ass hands off that little girl. Too slow.
How dare you intrude on my ritual? Wait, how did you get past our scrying eye?
You know where it is.
What the hell am I looking at? Where'd you hide it?
When the hag's scrying
It's
eye
a
is
tiny
destroyed,
glasses.
they become temporarily blinded.
You know you're fucked when the barbarians start to know how to read.
And you chose to hide it in a stupid dark cave? Moron! You should have destroyed it when you had the son of a bitch! Lightning bolt! What?
A hag coven can only manifest their most powerful magical spells if all 3 sisters remain alive.
Oh, what did you do to my sisters? Oh, God! No! I was so close! If only I put a lock of the little girl's hair in the cauldron, my potion of immortality would have been complete and I would have been unstoppable!
Shh, it's okay. You're safe now.
What? Why would you?
Well, what are you waiting for?
Guys, wait, that character is batshit crazy.
Consume the elixir.
You fool! Now I can never die!
Good. I like my playthings.
Extra durable.
Huh? Wait, what's that on your back? Shit. squirt of lemon.
This is why. Okay. Met een blind squirt of lemon. And here we go. I just did it, so I guess I have two spells left, which is big ass 3, and then one is like, I am magic, bitch. So, yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to be ending this for tonight. I can find someone to raid. Time for Infinity Door. Infinity. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sorry, I find it funny. I'm a chaotic shit. What can I say? We're going to raid. I guess Azaya because she's cool. I like her. Maybe Mao. Maybe Azaya. Oh. I'm going to roll a dice for it. It's Azaya. It says. What did this dash roll? Oh my god, I'm so used to play tabletop RPG. Sash raid Azaya VT. She's cool. Just saying. I think that's how you write her name. That's what it is. So thank you everyone for being here. Deeply appreciated. Thank you for raiding. Lucy, deeply appreciated as well. Friend. And see you on Thursday for another tabletop RPG workstream. And see you on Friday for Dagger campaign and on Saturday for my campaign. Same time, 8 p.m. CET or 2 p.m. EST. See you there. Oh.
I've seen machine hunters.